Ever stood at a cliff's edge, heart pounding, wondering about climbing it without safety measures? Most find it terrifying, but for Alex Honnold, it's his reality. He's an extreme climber where survival depends solely on physical and mental strength. Honnold redefined the sport in 2017 by free-soloing El Capitan, a monumental feat. No ropes, no harness, just him against the rock. This legendary climb sets the bar for the sport, but what motivates such risk-taking? Is it simply fearlessness or something more profound? Join me as we explore the story behind Alex Honnold, the moment he conquered El Capitan, and what it has meant for him and the climbing world. Alex Honnold's background. Alex Honnold, born in 1985, wasn't always the renowned climber he is today. His childhood in Sacramento, California was relatively normal, though a love for the outdoors sparked early. Initially drawn to hiking and wilderness exploration, he found solace in nature, particularly after his parents divorced at age 11. This connection with the outdoors led him to rock climbing also at age 11. His passion for climbing intensified during his teenage years, culminating in a deep fascination with free climbing by age 19. This daring style, relying solely on hands and feet without ropes or gear, perfectly suited his personality. Driven by a desire for self-improvement rather than fame, Alex dedicated himself to the sport, meticulously planning and pushing his physical limits. He became known for his steady approach and incredible capabilities. While he wasn't initially seeking the spotlight, his groundbreaking 2017 free solo climb of El Capitan would forever alter the perception of climbing. But before delving into that monumental achievement, it's crucial to understand the extensive preparation and dedication that paved the way for such a feat. Preparation for El Capitan. Free soloing is already a dangerous pursuit. It requires extreme physical strength, mental clarity, and emotional control. But doing it on El Capitan, the 3,000-foot vertical rock face in Yosemite National Park, requires an entirely different level of preparation. El Capitan isn't just another climb. It is one of the hardest and most dangerous rock faces in the world. Known for its vertical granite walls and few places to grab hold, El Capitan challenges even the most experienced climbers. On average, a climber attempting to ascend it with ropes might take several days. For Alex, free soloing would be a monumental feat that no one had ever done before. But Alex wasn't naive. He didn't just show up one day and decide to try it. In the months leading up to the climb, he spent an immense amount of time scouting the route. He meticulously memorized every crack, every ledge, every possible place where he could secure a grip. He climbed it with ropes several times, each ascent giving him more insight into the nuances of the climb. He spent hours, even days, visualizing each movement, every stretch and every shift of his body on the rock face. Alex's free solo climb was as much a mental battle as a physical one. Conquering fear was crucial, as one mistake could be fatal. His focus extended beyond the physical demands to maintaining unwavering mental discipline. The constant awareness of potential consequences required immense composure. Alex has stated his unique ability to suppress fear was key to attempting such a feat, describing himself as someone who experiences fear differently than most. "I don't feel fear in the same way other people do," Alex said in an interview with National Geographic. "I feel fear in a way that's more about logistics. Like if I'm in a dangerous situation, I'm thinking, what is the best way to get out of this, rather than being paralyzed by fear." For Alex, it wasn't about bravery or recklessness. It was about preparation, confidence in his skills, and the mental fortitude to stay calm under extreme pressure. The day of the climb. Finally, on June 3, 2017, the moment arrived. Alex Honnold stood at the base of El Capitan, having already climbed it several times in practice. He was prepared. He was mentally sharp. He was physically ready. But there was still one thing standing between him and the climb: fear. But Alex didn't experience fear like most people. He wasn't standing there trembling, worried about the consequences. He was calm, focused. He stepped onto the rock face with the same cool confidence that had driven him to climb peaks all over the world. With no ropes to catch him, there was no room for hesitation. Every movement had to be precise. As Alex climbed, every second was recorded. His movements, the tension in his muscles, the quiet determination on his face. He made it seem easy. His hands gripped the sharp edges of the rock as his feet danced across the vertical granite, inching his way up the cliff. He had calculated each move, each grip, each stretch down to the finest detail. There was no fear, only focus. His body seemed to move with the rock as if it were an extension of him. The climb lasted around 3 hours, and as he reached the summit, Alex stood tall, sweat-drenched, and breathless, but victorious. His feat was nothing short of historic. The aftermath. So what did this accomplishment mean for Alex? And what did it do to him mentally, emotionally, and physically? In the immediate aftermath, the world was in awe. The climb had been captured in a documentary Free Solo, which went on to win an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. Alex's fame skyrocketed, but for Alex, the achievement didn't bring the emotional explosion that many might have expected. Instead, he felt something surprisingly understated, a sense of calm. "I was just so happy it was over," Alex admitted in interviews after the climb. "I wasn't overwhelmed with emotions. I was just relieved." In some ways, this response was typical of Alex. He had prepared so thoroughly that the actual moment of victory didn't feel like a climactic, adrenaline-fueled experience. For Alex, the climb was simply the culmination of years of work, and once it was over, it was time to move on to the next challenge. Mentally, Alex felt a sense of closure, a sense of peace. He had conquered what many thought was impossible. But his mind wasn't satisfied with just one victory. As the years have gone by, Alex has continued to push the boundaries of what is possible in climbing. Yet his goals remain focused on one thing: to challenge himself further. What's next for Alex? So what does the future hold for Alex Honnold? Is there anything left to conquer? While many might think he's reached the peak of his career, Alex himself feels differently. In interviews, he's spoken about his desire to continue pushing the limits of what is possible in free climbing, though he's also committed to giving back to the climbing community. He's involved in environmental efforts, such as promoting sustainable practices in outdoor sports and fighting climate change. And as a person who thrives on challenge, there's no doubt that Alex will continue to seek new adventures, whether in climbing, activism, or something completely new. And that's the story of Alex Honnold's insane free solo climb of El Capitan. A moment of extreme mental and physical focus that left the world in awe. A feat that wasn't driven by fearlessness, but by preparation, discipline, and a clear sense of self. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing feats and inspirational tales of human determination. And if you're curious about other extreme records, check out our next video on the world's most dangerous dive by Jeb Corliss. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.